All right, so Elizabeth Warren has done a DNA test today. The results have come out, and this is, of course, important because of all the Pocahontas stuff that Trump has been saying, because she has claimed that she is Native American. Now, we're going to be looking at this. So, hear me out. Honestly, hear me out because I'm going to try to be super objective here. I'm going to give my actual opinion on this, and I don't know if you guys are going to disagree. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, but all I ask of you is hear me out on this one because I'm going to be as objective and factual as possible here. So, this was broken by the Boston Globe. I recommend that you go check out the article, read everything for yourself. But they had to issue two corrections, and I'm gonna read the second correction because it gives us the final data to actually zone in on. And here's their correction. It says, due to a math error, a story about Elizabeth Warren misstated the ancestry percentage of a potential 6th to 10th generational relative. The generational range based on the ancestor that the report identified suggests she's between 164th and 1024th Native American. So, if you actually do the math on that, right? 164th is 1.56 percentage, and 1024th is 0.097%. So you're talking about the lesser end being literally less than 0.1%, not less than 1%, less than 0.1%, and the higher end being 1.56%. Barely, barely over 1.5%. Now, here is an interesting study that came out in 2014. They looked at essentially almost like a metadata study where they took a bunch of genetic information and did a study on it. And I want to read this part to you guys because it's pretty darn important. So here's what it says. It says, with respect to European Americans, the percentages are much more different than African Americans or Latinos, with European American genomes being 98.6% European, 0.19% African, and 0.18% Native American. Yes, you heard that correctly. So you're talking about the average percent of a European American is 0.18% Native American. Well, it turns out that the lesser end of the spectrum here of possibilities is not even 0.1%. So this totally falls under, if you're going to say that Elizabeth Warren should be considered Native American despite her genealogy being massively white, right? You would have to say that basically the majority of, European Americans are Native American as well. Everyone's Native American, you know what I mean? It's just so small. It's such a small number that I don't feel like it's legitimate to actually consider her Native American. Now, where did this whole controversy come up? So apparently she switched her race while she was at Harvard to Native American from white. Now, whether or not she got the job as a professor, I'm not going to comment on that because I don't know. There were reports that didn't change anything, but that's not the issue I'm discussing here. The issue I'm discussing here is whether it's legitimate to consider Elizabeth Warren Native American. So you're telling me the max number percentage of her Native American genetics is literally 1.56%. That is laughable. Okay, that is absolutely laughable. 1.56% is the highest. The lower end of the spectrum is lower than the average European American percentage of Native American DNA. This is embarrassing, and I'll tell you why. I have multiple things to say about this because it has a lot of aspects. Number one, this was stupid because now Elizabeth Warren is going to be laughed at so much more because of how ridiculously low these percentages actually are. So conservatives are just going to have a field day laughing at her because it's dude, it's 1.56% on the higher spectrum. The lower spectrum doesn't even calculate as 1%. It comes out to 0.09. So it's 0.097. That's insanely low numbers. That is insanely low. So people are just laughing at you. Additionally, you know what this means, right, guys? This means that she's gearing up for a 2020 run. That is bad, so bad. We cannot split the progressive vote, especially when Bernie is the better candidate light years away. especially considering what Elizabeth Warren did to Bernie Sanders in the first place. But what is going to happen in the 2020 primary is a bunch of corp Dems are going to split their own vote, which is great. But we can't have Elizabeth Warren splitting off Bernie's vote. But I still think that if it's a really deep run, in terms of like a deep pool of Democratic candidates, I still think Bernie will emerge victorious. But it is not a good shot to have that actually. Now, I've been on record saying that I don't think she's going to run. I think she's not going to end up running when when push comes to shove and time. I don't think she's able to handle that. And I think this is a good example of that because she thinks that she made out like this, good point in this debunking when really it's an embarrassing feat. Um, it's just not good. It's not good. Okay, it's not good. I don't think she should consider herself Native. I don't think she should check off the Native American box when it asks about race. That's what I think.